Soft, eerie piano music begins, whispered.narration.com and mysterious. Entry 1. The Forgotten Locket, -1876. In the depths of a misty autumn night, I discovered a tarnished locket hidden beneath the floorboards of my grandmother's attic. As I pried it open, a chill ran down my spine. Inside, a faded photograph of a young woman with haunting eyes stared back at me. Her gaze seemed to pierce through time itself, carrying with it a weight of unspoken sorrow. The sound of a faint heartbeat. I felt a presence in the room, a whisper of cold air brushing against my cheek. Tonight, as I passed by, I caught a glimpse of movement in its silvered surface. A face, not my own, appeared for just a moment, eyes wide with fear, mouth open in a silent scream. The locket grew heavy in my hands, as if burdened by the secrets it held. Who was this woman? What story did she long to tell? Visuals, candlelight flickering, casting shadows on old photographs. Suddenly, words began to form, as if written by an unseen hand. Help me, I'm still here. The mirror fogged over, obscuring the message, but the plea lingered in the air like a desperate prayer. Entry 2. Whispers in the Mirror. 1902. The antique mirror in the hallway has always been a source of unease, sound of dissonant echoes, but it's not the only light that shines here. The grand piano stands silent, its keys yellowed with age, but sometimes, in the deepest hours of the night, music fills the empty space, a haunting melody never before heard by living ears. His spirit, restless and driven, returns night after night, fingers flying over phantom keys as he struggles to finish what he began in life. The music swells, beautiful and sorrowful, a testament to passion that transcends the grave. Each night as the waves crash below, a pale figure appears in the topmost window, a young girl, her face a mask of longing as she gazes out to sea. As I unfolded the topmost envelope, the scent of lavender and gunpowder filled the air. The battle rages on, and I don't know if I'll make it home. But know this, my love for you is eternal. Even if I fall, I will find a way back to you. For a moment I swore I saw a figure in uniform standing by the window, gazing out with longing eyes. Then, as quickly as it appeared, it was gone, leaving only the lingering scent of lavender in its wake. The paper crackled beneath my fingers, revealing words written in a shaky hand. I reached out, my fingers trembling as they touched the cold glass. Visuals, foggy forests, ghostly silhouettes moving between trees. She looked up at me and smiled, her form shimmering like sunlight on water. "Will you play with me?" she asked, her voice a whisper on the wind. But before I could answer, she faded away, leaving only the empty rocking chair and a sense of profound loss. Inside, carefully preserved, is a wedding dress of ivory lace, never worn. Beside it lies a journal, its pages filled with the bride's excited plans for her big day. But the final entry ends abruptly, the pen trailing off mid. Her grief, they say, was too powerful to be silenced by death. Now, she keeps her own vigil, a beacon for lost souls seeking the shore. Entry 3. The Lighthouse Keeper's Daughter. 1928. The old lighthouse stands sentinel on the rocky coast, its beam cutting through the darkness, sound of crashing waves and a distant foghorn. Now, on quiet nights, witnesses claim to see a figure in white walking down the aisle, her veil trailing behind her. She reaches the altar and turns, waiting for a groom who will never arrive. The final entry, scrawled in frantic handwriting, speaks of a terrible storm and a light in the distance, a ghostly ship, perhaps, luring him to his doom. As the first light of dawn breaks through the stained glass windows, she fades away, her dream of love, eternal, yet forever unfulfilled. One steady and true, guiding ships to safety. The other, flickering and ethereal, beckoning the unwary towards the jagged rocks. The keeper, it seems, is still at his post, torn between his duty and the siren call of the phantom ship that claimed his life. But after midnight, when the last visitor has gone, the rustle of turning pages can be heard from the darkest corners. On the table, a crystal ball sits dark and lifeless, but as the clock strikes midnight, candles flicker to life of their own accord, and the crystal ball begins to glow with an otherworldly light. Books slide from shelves of their own accord, opening to reveal passages never before written. In death she's found her voice at last, penning tales of wonder and mystery that exist only in the witching hour. She crossed over completely, becoming a conduit between the living and the dead. Each tale a testament to emotions too powerful to be silenced by death. Each secret a thread in the tapestry of the unseen world that surrounds us. Now, each night, she conducts one last, reaching out to lost souls and guiding them towards the light. What if they simply found a quieter way to speak? Through the rustle of leaves in an empty garden, the creak of a floorboard in a silent house, or the whisper of a name carried on the wind. Will you dare to open it and listen to the whispers from beyond the veil? Perhaps if we listen closely enough, we might hear their stories, and in doing so, keep their memories alive for eternity. Those sensitive to such things report feeling a sense of peace and resolution in this room, as if long-held secrets are finally being laid to rest. Those lucky enough to glimpse these phantom pages speak of stories so vivid they seem to come alive before their eyes. I've heard the locals whisper her story, The lighthouse keeper's daughter, waiting eternally for her father to return from a storm-tossed sea. But in the corner, the small rocking chair still moves, creaking gently back and forth as if cradling an invisible occupant. Sometimes, in the quiet hours before dawn, the sound of a child's laughter echoes through the halls. Visuals: a lighthouse beam sweeping across dark waters. Entry 4. The Pianists, Lost Sonata 1955. In the abandoned concert hall, dust motes dance in the air, illuminated by shafts of moonlight. Sound of soft, ghostly piano music. They say it's the work of a brilliant composer who died before his masterpiece was complete. Visuals: sheet music fluttering on an empty piano bench. Entry 5. The Soldier's Letter 1918. Hidden in the attic of an old farmhouse, I found a bundle of letters tied with a faded ribbon. My dearest Elizabeth, I fear this may be my last letter. Sound of distant explosions and a quill scratching on paper. As I read the final line, a gust of wind swept through the room, scattering the letters. Visuals: faded photos of soldiers, fluttering curtains. Entry 6. The Child in the Rocking Chair 1889. The nursery has stood empty for decades, a shrine to a life cut tragically short. Sound of a creaking rocking chair and faint childish giggles. I've seen her once, a little girl with golden curls and bright eyes, playing with toys that haven't existed for a century. Visuals: a teddy bear sitting alone in a rocking chair. Entry 7. The Bride's Unfinished Vows 1947. In the attic of the old church, a trunk sits covered in cobwebs. Sound of church bells in the distance. They say she was on her way to the church when tragedy struck. Visuals: a white veil billowing in an unseen breeze. Entry 8. The Librarian's Last Chapter, its shelves groaning under the weight of countless stories. Sound of pages turning and a quill scratching. It's said to be the work of the old librarian, a woman who spent her life surrounded by books but never wrote one of her own. Visuals: books floating off shelves, pages turning by themselves. Entry 9. LOG 1901. The Lighthouse Keeper's Logbook, its pages yellow and brittle, tells a tale of isolation and madness. Sound of howling wind and crashing waves. Now on stormy nights, sailors report seeing two lights shining from the lighthouse tower. Visuals: a lighthouse beam cutting through fog, revealing a ghostly ship. Entry 10. The Medium's Last Auijoan and Aru.